Ahmed, I think that you should authorize me in order to share my screen because
Just give me a
yes,
second.
yes.
Is that to make you a host?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. And really, it's a big pleasure to meet all of you today and to speak about Islamic finance. I just want to give a brief introduction about me. So I am Antonio Rossi, I am from Italy, and I studied Islamic finance. I attended some courses in Italy about Islamic finance, in particular one course at Turin University and one other course at Milan Chamber of Commerce. I get also a bachelor degree in economics and business management. And for this reason, I think, and also for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I decided to become Muslim in 2017 because during when I was prepared my final work during the university, one professor told me, so maybe Antonio, maybe you will be interested about Islamic finance, please read this book. And so I read this Italian book about Islamic finance. And then I started to be very fascinated about this topic, about this field. And I started to improve my knowledge. And at the end, I understood that Islam was calling me. And so I started also to study about Quran, about the faith, about the religion, and so I decided to become a Muslim in 2017. Okay, so I'm really sorry for my poor English, and please tell me if something is not clear. Stop me and ask me what you want. Today we will follow this. Wait, because I have one message here. Okay. We will follow this agenda, and that is we have almost 7 points. A brief introduction. Then we will speak about the basis of Islamic finance, about the prohibition of riba, about the prohibition of gharar, the sanctity of the contract in Islam, and then the last 2 points are about some Ahmed request. So how companies calculate zakat, and how does the stock market work. In the last point also we will discuss about the halal investment. I can say that today, of course, I can give, and I will try to give a small and short introduction about Islamic finance because it's a really large topic. But of course, I will try, and I hope that I will give some useful information. Then, when if you want, and if you will. If you desire to have a more deep knowledge about Islamic finance, of course, we can speak another time, or you can contact me whenever you want. I am available for any questions, for anything. Okay. Okay. So first of all, we will start to speak about the definition of Islam. Islam is a way of life. It's not only a faith, it's a way of life. And how is right in the Holy Quran? we can say that this day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and have chosen Islam as a way, as your way of life. So it's an important point, this, because Islam is not a religion, it's not only a faith, it's not only believing in God, but it's something more, because Islam tells to us how to be in our community with others, with other people, how to have religion, how to spend our money, how to manage our money. So it's a really is a way of life. It's not only a faith. We can find two main action in, wait, because I received message about admission people. Okay, so Islam is not Islam is a in Islam the action can be categorized in two main categories. So ibadat and muamalat. The ibadat are mainly the 5 pillars of Islam, as you know. And then also the muamalat is the more complex categories, because wait, because I have, okay, because include political activities, social activities, and economic activities. The Islamic finance is included in ibadah because we have a zakat. Zakat, of course, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, but at the same time is one of the most important pillar and also topic that is in the Islamic finance, and also in the muamalat, because in the economic activities we have banking and financial activities. So how to manage our money, how to save money, how is the right way how to invest money. So it's really Islamic finance is really included in both two categories. Wait, okay. So which are the sources, the main sources about, so the set of rule which include and clarify obligation, prohibition, and so on. So the Sharia, that Islamic law, and the sources of Sharia are primary, the Holy Quran and the Sunnah. Then we have also other sources that are ijama, so the consensus of the Ummah consensus, and also the ijtihad, so the juristic decision. Then now we have focused our attention about how to put the Islamic finance in the big background of Islam. We can tell about the basis of Islamic finance, so also about how and when Islamic finance born. In particular, we have some important contract of Islamic finance that are dated since the era of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in particular in that period was already performed some contract like shirka, al-qard al-hasan, salam, sarf, ijara, and also some other part that in that period also was used some other particular financial instrument like awala. The awala, that is for example, it's a remittance system, now is used as a remittance system, but during the Prophet period, that financial instrument, that payment instrument is not financial instrument, that payment instrument was used to transfer money in a good way without risk that someone will, you know, during the caravans will steal this money. So it was a very useful instrument. Nowadays, how is the situation of Islamic finance? In particular, I think that you are so lucky because you are living, most of you are living in UK. In the UK, we can find Al Rayyan Bank, the Bank of London and Middle East, and the UBL, that are the mainly Islamic bank that are based in the UK. So nowadays, the situation of Islamic finance is really curious and particular at the same time, because we have, for example, of course, we have some Islamic bank, but at the same time, we have also one stock exchange index, one American stock exchange index that is based on halal investment, and this is a really important things. And also we have one other situation really interesting in Bangladesh that is aimed by Yunus. That is an important aspect of microfinance. So the microfinance is one other aspect of Islamic finance in order to help the poor people, the poor community. And so it's a really interesting system, the microfinance system. So wait, because I have, okay. So we have a predominant of ethics. The Islamic finance, we can say that also is an ethics finance, because one of the main point that describe the Islamic finance is, of course, the ethics of this kind of finance. And how is right in the Holy Quran, we can say that assist one another in the right honestness and piety, and don't assist one another in sin and transgression. So in this ayah of Holy Quran, we can find the essence of the ethics. And one of the objectives of Islamic finance and banking is to assist in the spread of economic prosperity. And the other objective is to do this in accordance with the Sharia principles. Which is the main point, the main, the fundamentals of Islamic finance are the prohibition of riba, so the interest or usury, the prohibition of garar, so the uncertainty, and the sanctity of contract. In particular, the prohibition of riba is forbidden for the Muslim people to use some financial instrument where you can find also the interest or usury. So money is not to be exchanged for money with profit, but in Islam the money is just a medium between money and one goods. You know, it's only useful to buy something, but money is not to be exchanged for other money with profit. Is this the point? The prohibition of garar is related, one second, okay, is related to the lack of transparency, for example.
Oh my God, Kari, your feet are spinning.
Well, she's been wearing the same tights as you.
No, she's not.
Hmm?
No, she's not.
Hello. Wait.
Ira, Mom.
Hello. Okay. So So the prohibition of Garar, of course, is a lack of transparency, and also is the prohibition of excessive risk. So we can't invest in something that is really risky. And one other point, the last point, is the sanctity of the contract, because in Islam, but not only in Islam, I can say that the contract is should be something really strong, that we should, you know, respect, and should be fair, should be agreed upon by both parties. So is the basis of the basis of the contract. This is a basis of a contract. So of course it's normal that the contract should be respected, but in the between Muslim people, the contract is really it's really so important to be so important to be respected. So it's a really important point, this one. Then the definition of riba. Riba in the Arabic language means increase. And according to the specific Sharia definition, it means unlawful increase. And about riba, we have one other particular thing, that riba is also forbidden for Jewish and Christian people, because in the Old Testament we can find some verse of Old Testament about riba, so that riba is forbidden, that for example the Leviticus don't take interest of any kind for him. So it's really the same, but nowadays it's only forbidden for Muslim people. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's really will be really interesting to do a research about it. Why Jewish and Catholic decided to don't follow this important principle, also that is right in the Bible. You know, it's so, I don't know why, but it's really interesting point of research, this one. Riba is strongly forbidden in Islam, and we can find many verses of the Holy Quran that leave no question in this regard. So for example, Allah has permitted trade and forbidden riba. So in this verse we can find that permitted trade, so permitted an exchange of goods that I bought, for example, at 5 euros and I resell at 7 euros. This is permitted, but forbidden riba. And now we will see why forbidden riba. Forbidden riba for two for two main reasons, because mainly exist two kind of riba. Exists the riba in debt, that is linked about that increase with time, so the rate of interest on mortgage, for example, or the riba al-fadal, which refers to riba in exchange. And this type of riba refers to the 6 commodities, for example, gold. So we can't sell gold for silver, gold for one other kind of commodities, but we can sell gold for gold, silver for silver, and the other commodities for that kind of commodities. We can't mix. Why we can't mix? Because the value of the commodities, for example, if I will sell 1 kilos of gold against 1 kilos of silver, of course the value of gold and the value of silver is totally different. And you can say, okay, but we will solve this problem if we will give against 1 kilos of gold more kilos of silver. Okay, but this is not really fair for many reasons. One of these is because on this transaction, for example, I don't know if someone of you know the Forex market. It's one of the market used to sell and buy commodities. The Forex market that is available also online with a free account and so on. In Forex market, you can buy gold, then gold, you can sell gold and buy silver and so on. And you can generate some markup in this transaction in a very short time. And this is really not fair because you will generate some markup in an analytics context. I will try to be more clear. Wait. If I have one friend, no, that if I have one friend that need to sell silver, have 1 kilos of silver and want to sell because need money. He comes to me and he asked if I want to buy this 1 kilos of silver. I will say, okay, I will buy these kilos of silver, and I will give you 100 euros. Okay, how we estimated this 100 euros? We estimated this 100 euros of some exchange rates that are public and that are not fixed, are move like a market move. So we can say that riba al-fadl is the riba on this kind of rate, is referring riba in exchange. So when we exchange two commodities that don't have the same value, that markup is unfair. That markup is not halal. Okay, I know it's really difficult maybe to understand this point, but it's also not common in practice, but is really important. Riba Anisa is so riba in debt is common. We can find this riba every day in our life, on mortgage, on loans. So when we buy a car, for example, everywhere we can find riba in debt. So, which is the reason why is forbidden riba? Because it goes against the mutual cooperation, because is the acquisition of property by wrongful means and harm to the needy. So it's like that I will buy something that I can't buy. So beyond your means, you know, something like that. So also against money is meant to be a medium of exchange and standard of value for other goods. And riba violates the entire rationale behind money. So is this one other really important point why riba is haram? And then the prohibition of garar. As I already said, the garar is related to the lack of transparency, is related to an excessive risk, and so is related to about something that about what I don't have enough information, you know. So we can find two kinds of garar: the minor garar and the major garar. The minor garar is something that is everywhere, because we can find this garar in our life everywhere, when we can buy something, when we do something, you know. Exists, of course, something that is not really certain, you know. So exists everywhere an element of uncertainty in the price, for example, about some investment, about also some decision of our life. For example, I will study economics because after I would like to become an advisor. Okay, you will study, but you are not sure that after you will become an advisor. Maybe yes, maybe not. But this is a minor garar, because of course exists, but you know, we can do nothing, you know, about it. Or maybe we can, of course, we can try about it. The major garar is haram, and is something that is clearly condemned from Sharia, and is the major risk. So it's some, for example, I don't know nothing about investment, about how to invest, about what is an investment, about some specific financial product. Okay, I will not invest because I don't have the skills for invest in that kind of product, because I don't have the skills, I don't have an education, something like that, that can help me to understand in a good way that kind of investment. And so in front of this situation, you have two chances. The first one is to say, okay, I will not follow this way. The second chance can be, okay, I will study, I will try to improve my knowledge in this sector, and then I will try to understand this financial product, or I can ask to someone if something is halal or is haram. And in particular, the major garar is related to the investment in stocks. For example, when you find for example, in internet, one company that you decide, okay, I will invest 1,000 euros in this company. Okay, you have two problems. The first problem is that you should know this company. Are you sure that this company is a good company, that is an ethical company, that is not investing in haram goods or something like that? And the second point is that are you aware about the consequences on a bad investment? So, okay, you will invest these 1,000 euros, perfect. But at the same time, you will not use these 1,000 euros for your family, for your son, for your daughter, and so on. So you will bet this money on a stocks. It's like a maisir, you know, it's like a gambling, something like that in this situation. It's different if you are aware about investment. Are you sure about investment? Do you know the company. So you know the skills, you know the financial performance, you know about the management of the company. So are you aware about everything? Everything for you is clear. For you, you have the maximum grade of transparency of the company. Then it's different. Okay, you can invest, then you will wait 1 year, the business is going good, you will have some profit from this investment and so on. This is good if you invest in this way. But if you don't have the enough skills, if you don't have enough knowledge, it's not good. It's not halal to do this kind of to take this kind of decision. In fact, we can find here, Garar can generally refer to the following: lack of transparency and deception. So the lack of transparency, for example, here I put one other interesting example. For example, the terms of the contract must be clear to both parties involved in the order to be just and fair. Under such measures, individuals are protected from fraud, deceit, and exploitation. So this is a really important point. And Islamic finance contracts are really famous in the world for this point, because the Islamic finance contract are the most clear contract, are the most fair, should be the most fair contract than the others. Another situation is this one, it's also about Garar, that is selling what you don't have. In Italy, I don't know in UK, but I think that is the same. It's common that you buy today an house on the paper. Contract, you know, you bought you can buy an house just on the paper. So you pay, you give a down payment, and then you will start to pay some installments when the house will be ready. So after 1, 2, 3 years, something like that. How you can be sure that after 2, 3 years, that house that you bought just on the paper will be ready? How you can be sure that the companies that is building this house will not following in bankruptcies? How you will know this? So this is another interesting situation, because it's forbidden to sell what you don't have. But we have one particular situation, but is a normal situation, that, for example, is in the salam contract that are halal. For example, if you have a farm and you will you will sell some, you know, some 1 ton of 1 ton of goods that is producing this farm, and of course you don't have, for example, today I will sell 1 ton, so 1 ton of carrots, okay? But you don't have today this 1 ton of carrots, because, you know, should grow up, you should wait. So it's something that is related to the life cycle of carrots. But of course, when you sign the contract, of course, you can see that the farmer have the field of carrots. So it's a normal life cycle. This one is different, for example, in a situation that I told before about house, that it's not a normal life cycle, because okay, you can buy, it's not a normal, you know, it's not a normal procedures, you know, it's not a normal life, that one. In case of farm, it's really totally different, because of course you should wait, and maybe if you will wait when the carrots grow up, maybe the farmer already sold because can't wait, you know, it's a fresh food, it's something fresh that can't wait to be sold. Here we have some other example of Garar, but we already spoke. So the ignorance of the unspecified price, the unspecified data. For example, I don't know if you receive, for me it's really common to receive some email where is right, for example, do you want 5,000 euros in easy way? Please accept this contract, and in 1 month you will receive 1,000 euros of profit. You know, it's something like a spam email, you know. But okay, I can say that I will never accept this kind of situation, because you know, I am aware, but all of you the same, you know. But maybe one person that older maybe than us, that don't have this kind of sensitivity, maybe is you know, can accept this kind of condition that is really unspecified, you know, is right very short in the contract, we don't very small in the contract, and so after can have some problem for this kind of contract. So the prohibition of Garar in the Islam is really important, because teach to us how to be in front of new decision, how to be in front of new investment. So make us aware of the problem that we can have in front of some, you know, situation about price, about data, about transparency, and so on. It's really important things. Here, okay, is right about gambling, because it's the same. Because, for example, if you will decide, it's not our case, but if we'll decide to put some money in gambling, of course we will be not sure to win or not to win. It's not something sure. It's not something that is predictable. It's something really unpredictable. It's really totally unpredictable. So it's really totally unfair. And I want to spend just 1 minute about gambling. The problem of gambling, how to understand if we can win or we can lose from a gambling investment. It's really easy, because who organized the game? For example, in Italy, the Italian government have a lot of this kind of gambling game, you know. Of course, who organized the gambling game will win. So someone will receive something. Of course, someone will win, but the total amount of the investment that 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people give for that game, of course will be not shared to the winners, to the people, to the participant to the game. And of course, all the time, but it's normal. It's an industry. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. Of course, should win and need to win, and also must win who organized the game, or will not have profit to continue. It's not a no-profit organization. And then the last point, and this is a really easy point, that is the sanctity of the contract. So an excessive garar is impermissible in Islam, so is haram. And the Sharia emphasizes that contract must include transparency and honesty. About this point, I want to also say that it's really important for us, for all the Muslim, not only in front of a right contract to, you know, to be aware, to be respectful of this contract, but also when we speak together, you know, for example, I will deal with you something, you know, for example, I promise that I will do these things. I will do this. I will help you to do these things. Okay, it's really important for a good Muslim to respect the deal. It's really it's the base of our religion. It's really so important and should be in our DNA. This really important point. Okay, the contract, the sanctity of the contract, it's okay, the contract is right, we should respect, should be fair, should include transparency, honesty, and it's perfect. But also we need to we really need to be very clear, we need to be very fair also when we deal just with mouth, not only with paper, with contract and so on. It's really important. And the sanctity of the contract introduce one other important pillar of the Islamic finance, that is the profit and loss sharing. So when we make a contract, the contract should be fair. So the profit and the loss that is related to this contract should be shared between the two parties that make the contract. This is one other important pillar of the Islamic finance, the profit and loss sharing. And all the financial contract, all the Islamic financial contract are also named the profit and loss sharing contract, are also famous like this. And if you will go in Islamic bank in London, all the contract that about also mortgage, leasing, ijara, takaful, and so on, are related to, are based on this point. So profit and loss sharing. Okay, I don't know if you have any question. If everything was clear, I am really sorry for my poor English. And after I will also, of course, will give this slide, this PPT. No one question? Okay. Okay, how companies calculate the zakat? The zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, is one of the most important pillar. And zakat have, you know, 2 different literal meanings, purification and grow and fertility. Purification of course our profit, and grow and fertility because with this purification of our profit we can give the grow and the fertility to someone else, to one poor people, to someone that need to have this money. We have two kind of zakat, zakat al-mal and zakat al-fitr. Zakat al-mal is the that is included in the third pillar of Islam, and zakat al-fitr is a zakat which needs to be paid by Muslim during the month of Ramadan. So it's totally different and is not calculated on the profit. Is not calculated of our income. Okay. And I'm really sorry because I am telling, of course, something that it's that you are, of course, already know, but maybe it's useful to give this information. So, who is the recipients of zakat? Of course, the poor, the masakin, so the needy, the zakat collectors, so who work for zakat. For example, in UK, you have really one very good organization that is the National Institute of Zakat, or something like that, or National Organization of Zakat, something like that. That really have it's a big collector. Maybe after you will tell me how work this organization, but I saw in internet it's a big collector of the zakat, and that manage of this all this money in order to help the zakat recipients. And of course, this organization need to pay salaries, need to pay the expenses, and so on. So the zakat collectors should have money from the zakat, or can't manage all the zakat. It's really normal. Also the converts, also the people who are not free or slaves, the debtors, the travelers, and in the cause of Allah. In the last categories, we have, for example, who work for publication materials, books. So it's really also important, zakat, to financing this kind of daqwa materials, books, publication. Before to calculate the zakat, we need to identify if we need to pay zakat. In particular, the wealth should be in full ownership of the zakat payers. Wealth must be able to grow. The wealth must exceed the nisab. Nisab is a threshold. Nisab is a threshold, is a fixed threshold that fix when one person needs to pay zakat. So if the wealth of one person is under this nisab, is under this threshold, we don't need to pay zakat. Wealth should be more than necessity. So if, for example, no, after we will see the example. Now I will continue this list, is better. And wealth must be in possession of the zakat payer in the specific year period. These are the 5 important points, prerequisites of about the wealth prior to the zakat calculation. Okay, this is an example of zakat general calculations. I took this screen from the Islamic Relief website, and here you can find the nisab. So if you have the profit, the wealth that is under this threshold, you don't need to pay nothing. Okay, then you start to calculate. You start to fill this calculator in order to know which is the value of zakat that you will pay. So for example, you start to put the cash, you start to put the you start to put the liabilities, because okay, stop. In this case, how I introduced, we are speaking about the zakat calculation for companies. So this is a zakat calculator for companies, where you can find the cash, the trade goods, so the stock, the value of stock, and the liabilities. Okay. In our case, so for example, when I give the zakat, okay, I should check the nisab, but then I need to calculate the value of zakat in order. I need to calculate the value of zakat based on my profit less, for example, the profit is not the salary. Okay, the profit is the value that advance after that I will pay the rent, after that I will pay the bills of electricity, after that I will pay the water, and so on. So it's really the profit is what I have in my bank account, that is a plus, that is my savings, like that. And also we should add to this value the value of some for example gold jewels, silver jewels, or if we have some investment in some halal investment in some stocks, we should add the value of the stocks. And so is this the how we need to calculate zakat? But for us, how to calculate the normal zakat. For the companies is a little bit different, because companies should calculate the zakat on the financial statement. In particular, if you see the financial statement of Saudi Arabia companies, you can see in the last line of the financial statement the line that is named zakat. So in the United States, because the zakat is a rule, you must to pay zakat because it's Islamic rule. So you need to put this line on the financial statement. In our case, we don't have this situation in UK, in Italy, because it's not a state tax, but is only tax for Muslim that we need to pay for our faith, for our religion, and we can calculate in this way how is summarized in this screenshot. So cash, so what we have in bank, then trade goods, so the value of stock, because of course the stock, if we sell for example shoes, and at the end of year we have some unsold shoes in the stocks, the value of that shoes should be added to the value of cash, and then we need to and then we need to decrease this value with liabilities. So for example, borrowed money, wages due to employees, and taxes, rent, utilities, bills due immediately. Okay, so at the end of year, if I have some debt to my employees, I need to pay. If I have taxes, rent, utilities, that bills due immediately, that not it's okay, I need to pay rent after 3 months, okay, you don't need to include this. But if you need to, for example, we are in the 31st of December, if I need to pay the rent of that month, I need to put less the rent, I need to put less the utilities bills related to the December month, November month, and so on, but not, something that is like immediately, it's not like for the future. Okay. These are general calculations, because then we can see some particular case. And in fact, you can see here the stock count, so evaluate your stock. So we need to use also the right methods to evaluate our stock in order to don't risk to devaluate our stock or give a higher value to our stock. Then we should add the value of cash, stock, cash and trade receivables in the businesses, deduct any deductible liabilities, as I already mentioned, and then we need to pay the zakat. Okay. This point, determining the gross margin percentage, is a really technical calculation. We need to determine the gross margin percentage because it's useful to calculate the stock value. So the stock value is calculated as is calculated on gross margin percentage, and here is described in a very technical way how to do this this operation. Because I don't know if exists, if I don't know if someone of you have some, you know, economical skills, but the value of stocks following the accounting rules should be calculated as with the mainly with the hello with the two methods. The first method that is first in first out methods, and the second method that is last in first out method. In this case, in the zakat calculation, we don't follow these methods, these accounting methods, but we use the gross margin percentage. So it's really important because it means that the value of stocks that is showed in the financial statement is not useful to determine the zakat. Okay, so we need to determine the stock value useful for zakat with this method, with the gross margin percentage method. This is an example. This is an example of financial statement. We can see the fixed assets, so the property, plant, equipment, the goodwill, and here is what not zakatable, and what is zakatable. Here is really useful for which have some businesses, companies, because it's a really useful way to understand how to calculate the zakat. It's really useful scheme. Okay, do you have some question about the zakat calculation? Come on. No one question. Ahmed.
No question for me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now the last point is related about stocks. So what are stocks? Stocks is a ownership in a publicly traded company. For example, Hertz, Apple, Facebook, General Motors, AG, Google, Citi, and so on. Stock is a claim on the company's assets and earnings. The more stocks you have, the greater your claim as an owner, no? Because it's a percentage of ownership that you have in one of listed company. Be careful. On the stock market, on the stock exchange market, it's not only traded stocks, but also we have some other kind of financial product that is traded. Now I'm focusing just only on the stock, But for example, exist also some debt instruments like the bond, that is a debt instruments that are similar but are not the same. I disagree with this. I disagree with this sentence that say that the bond, the sukuk, the Islamic sukuk, is similar to the bond, so the obligation, the debt obligation, because it's not like this. But you know, in literacy, you can see that someone said, no, it's something like the same, the sukuk and bond. So we can find many kind of instruments. Today, we will speak just only about stocks only. It's really a big, you know, a big topic. I will give just some point about this kind of market. We have mainly two kinds of stocks, the common and the preferred stock. The common stock is one vote per share, and the dividends are not guaranteed. So at the end of year, if the companies where I invested my money or decided to don't give dividends, because can decide to don't give dividends to the shareholders, can exist this possibility to the business, to the company, to the management. But at the same time, can be that also the listed company don't make any kind of profit at the end of year. For example, recorded a loss, and so if recorded a loss, of course you don't need to, it's not, you know, in your end, you know, you don't need to receive these dividends. It's not you know, because it's a loss. You know, you can't give dividends if a company recorded a loss, you know. And one other kind of stocks are the preferred stocks that have a fixed dividend, so you will receive dividend all the time if the business
riguardo l'economia in generale.
Hello. The preferred stock that is divided in fixed, that is related to that have a fixed dividend and may not include voting. It's a typical kind of stocks. A typical kind of stocks that from which you will receive fixed dividend if the business will go in a right way. So if we'll recorded a profit, also if we'll recorded a loss, in all the time you will receive, of course, the dividend. Okay, now I'm speaking, you know, in general about how is you know, working the stock exchange market, and then we will focus also about the halal investment. So the market is divided in primary and secondary markets. Primary markets, in some case, can be halal, the investment in primary markets. The secondary markets, of course, is haram. And after I will tell why. The primary markets is where stocks are created. So Google put some stock that want you know, put some stock on the stock exchange market, and if you want to buy the Google stocks, you go in the, you know, on the website of I think it's New York Stock Exchange, and you buy you can buy the Google stocks. Exist exactly a lot of different stock exchange market, New York, American Stock Exchange, Nasdaq, London, Milan. And then next is the secondary markets. The secondary markets, it means that if I want to buy a stock, I am not asking to the stock exchange, but for example, I am asking to someone else that want to sell that kind of stocks. So it's a buy and sell without pass in the stock exchange. So previously issued stocks, okay. Then also we have only, you know, for your information, when we, for example, in television, we can see, we can heard about Dow Jones, Standard & Poor, Nasdaq, Composite, and so on. This is a collection of stocks. Is the index. So in the Dow Jones index, there are a lot of kind of stocks from different companies, and this is only an index. The Dow Jones, if the Dow Jones index grow up, it means that the companies that are inside that index are growing too. And the same Standard & Poor, Nasdaq. In Italy we have the MIBTEL, FTSE MIB, and so on. How do you make money in the market? So how we will take money from this kind of investment? Or if the stock price go up and you sell, and so buy low and sell high, or from dividends. So I invest some money in Google. I will wait when I will wait the end of year. If the business is going well, and the management decide to give dividends, I will receive my dividends on the share, on the stock in this case. Or in a different way, I can sell or buy the stocks in relation to the increase or decrease of the price value. So for example, today I will buy, I bought one stock of Google for 10 euros. Tomorrow, if the price of that stock will increase, I will sell for 12 euros, and so I will have a profit of 2 euros. This kind of activity is called speculation on the market, and it's really not good practice, because it means that you bought that stock only to speculate and not to invest, not because you believe in that company, but only because you want to speculate on the market. And is really similar to the gambling game, because how you know that tomorrow the value will increase, will grow up, or will decrease the value of the stock? How you will know? You just bet. Okay, you can find in internet some statistical methods that will say that it's predictable, because you can use the Chinese candle, you can use a statistical model, you can use a multiple model, but it's just some prediction. It's only statistical prediction that I think that don't give the right level of assurance. I think that don't give the right level of assurance on investment. Is different, as I said before, if you decide to invest in Google because you believe in Google, because you believe in the strategy of Google, because you believe in the future of Google, and so it's like that you are in business with Google. Is different. Is a different mind that you have when you do an investment. It's not betting. It's not betting. It's different. It's the same if you will decide to open a restaurant with your friend. It's the same kind of risk because you are informed. Maybe you took some information, you asked some advisor to help you, and so on. So it's a different mind. It's different if now, when we will close this conference, we will open, for example, the Forex website, and we will start to put 10 euros on that company, 20 euros on the other company, wait maybe tomorrow, and if the value increase, then sell and take profit. It's not like this. Because why is not fair, and why is not halal? Because we have this profit only from the time. Is riba. That kind of profit. The dividends is different, because the dividends is the result from a business activity. So Google is going good, is selling the product, is selling some advertisement and so on, and so is making money, is going good the business, and so at the end of the year have a profit, and from that profit you have you take the dividends. Okay. Exactly. Why? Now we are speaking about the first point. So the stock price goes up and you sell. So the first point. What causes stock prices to change? So for example, the supply and demand. So if one day the people will like very much to buy the stock of Google, the price will increase. If the day after the people will like to buy the stocks of Apple, the price of Google maybe will decrease. Okay. Also the earnings and expectations, because maybe the investors read on internet that Google will put on the market one new product, but maybe after decided to, or was maybe a fake news, or maybe after Google decided to move decided to how to say in English, okay, decided to move in one other day the introduction of this new product on the market. Also the sentiments. So I feel that the market will grow up. I feel that the market will start to be bad for coronavirus. Also the economic indicator, or follow the leader. I trust the investment of Ahmed, for example. So Ahmed will invest in Google. I will follow the investment of Ahmed because I know that Ahmed is good in this kind of investment, or anything, really anything. Is really, for this reason I say that it's like a betting. For this reason I say that it's like a betting, because it's not only linked to the business, is not linked to the normal cycle of business. The variation of the price. It is haram or halal? It depends. I say that the investment is not haram. The problem is how we make money. If we make money in a speculative way, so we take money only from the time, so from riba, of course is haram. But if we decide to invest in a very good company, maybe a good company that is listed on Standard & Poor's 500 Sharia, that is an Islamic finance index, or that is published on Islamically, or Zoya, that are two main websites where you can find some companies that are in compliance with the Sharia. And you can find also in this website the some juridical Sharia juridical opinion that states that this kind of stocks is haram or is halal. You can find in Islamically and also in Zoya, really two very good platform. And of course Standard & Poor's 500, that is but wait, Standard & Poor's 500 Sharia, not 500 without Sharia, because it's one other index. So Standard & Poor's 500 Sharia, that is an index where are listed only Sharia compliant company, and mainly from the Saudi Arabia. Okay, now question, if any. I hope yes. Abdirrahman, come on.
Thank you.
Everything was clear. What you think?
Everything you said, it was clear, but the thing is, I didn't know anything much about what you said, so still learning.
We will wait some, maybe 1 minute if someone have some question. This is my contact. If you have any question, please write me or send me a message on WhatsApp. I am available for in any time for any kind of question. If I know which is the answer, I will be happy to help you. If not, of course, I have some contact, in particular in London. You are so lucky because exists the one Mufti that I'm following about Islamic finance, that is Faraz Adam. The name is Faraz Adam. That is a professionist in economic field, in finance field, and is working in Islamic finance. And I am reading a lot of article about that he published about Islamic finance, and are really very interesting, very complete, very useful in order to understand better this really big field.
Jazakallah khair.
I just wanted to double check if I'm sort of like understood correctly. So for us, in terms of Muslim, when we invest, we have to make sure that obviously, number one, the business deals with things that are not haram. So it's not involved in any sort of like selling of haram products or
Yes.
or haram type of business, gambling or all of those things. And also that we sort of like become part of the business. It's not those who give, regardless of if they lose money or they make profit at the end of the year, they give you a dividend. But it's only those who give you dividends based on how the year went for the business, which is if they sort of like had any profit, then they can share it. If they haven't or had lost, then you're part of the loss.
No, okay. Yes, of course. About the first question, so about the kind of business, of course, it's important that the company should work in a halal business. In fact, before I say that exist that two platform where you can find the halal stocks related to companies that invest in halal sectors. For example, you can't find the stocks of Beretta, that is Italian companies that selling weapons, for example. But maybe you can find something from pharmaceutical sector that in many cases it's halal, some stocks from pharmaceutical sectors.
Okay.
About the second point about dividends, the point is this: the stocks is a contract between you and companies. So if the business of the companies is going good, then you will have dividends. If it's going bad, you will lost, and you will lost the money that you invested. So if you invested 100 euros, you will lost maybe not 100 euros, but a part of that 100 euros, because the loss will be shared between all the shareholders. At the same time, one other point is that the company can decide to don't give any dividends also if they recorded a profit, because maybe decide that I will don't give dividends because I prefer to invest the money of dividends in a new research and development project that will increase the profitability of our company. For example, think about the pharmaceutical sectors. Maybe this year they will decide to don't distribute any dividends, because they will decide to invest these dividends in the research and development about the coronavirus medicine. So I think that it's a strategy, it's a company strategy. For this reason, you should, when you invest, you should believe in the company when you invest. It's not like a betting. It's not like I will put the money and then I will see. You should believe that it's like when you decide to open a restaurant, a business with your father, with your brother, with your friend. It's the same. You believe in that business. It's the same. Okay, it's you don't do it with your hands. You maybe do just with a computer, with the home banking and so on. But it's the same. Is the same. Now I see one question. Aren't stock index comprised of company who deal with the... Okay. Yes, I answered. Yes, for example, in Standard & Poor 500 Sharia, you will find only companies that are working in halal sectors. You can't find something that is in haram sectors. Also because there are some Sharia professionists, some someone that will give some juridical opinion if one business can be or not can be in a Sharia stock exchange index.
And the other thing, so if, say, for example, we invested and the company direction after a couple of years decided to go in a direction not halal, not haram, which is still halal, but you don't fully agree with the company direction, then you should be allowed to sort of like you can still sell your share for a profit over time.
Yes, at that time it's of course it's normal. For example, if I will invest today in a pharmaceutical company that is halal, but tomorrow this company will start to produce weapons, of course I can say, no, I don't want to be in this business. I don't want to invest in this business. I will disinvest this money, and I will take profit or loss from this my decision, because okay, you can't, it's not possible to know if you will receive a profit or loss from this operation, but of course you can take out your money.
Okay. So it's only seen as riba when you invest in order to take sort of like invest in a low company to then in a second, in a future to take out money when sort of like the value goes up.
No, the riba is that when you sell, when you buy and then sell, a stock only in relation with an increase or decrease of value. And so we can say that the profit that you take in that moment is linked to the business, but it's only linked to the time, because it's what you can change one day, and after I don't know, 2 days, 3 days you sell again. It's only speculation. It's only speculation. It's only useful to make more bad the trade market. It's only speculation.
Thank you. I think those sort of like my questions. I don't know if anyone else has any other questions.
Okay, if no one have other question, I can say only thank you to all of you. Thanks, Ahmed, because you invited me in this very interesting discussion. Maybe one other day will be really more interesting to hear something from you, from your experience, and also to maybe to have more answer a question between us. A round table will be more interesting, inshallah. So thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair for preparing obviously the talk, giving up your time to sort of like teach us about this topic that I think a lot of us are not really familiar with, to give us sort of like a good introduction and the basics, and sort of like give us also the tools, especially with the last few slides where you gave us sort of like places or platforms where we can find more
information. If you send me your email address, I will send you, or if someone of you want this PPT, this presentation, just send me a WhatsApp or email, and I will send the presentation by email, because I think that is useful to have this material. I think that it's